What up, fam? Good morning, it's your boy Harvey. I'm sitting here thinking about how back in the day, right? Some of the things, right, we had to go through as dope fiends, right? When we was on that heroin, and coke and things. That heroin and coke and things. Some of the stuff we had to go through, right? The lifestyles we had to live, right? Be it sleeping on a park bench, in a tent, or in a bandominium, house or something like that, right? But yeah, I was thinking about those things, right? That some of us have to subject ourselves to when we live in that lifestyle of being a junkie, a heroin addict, coke fiend, speedball addict, living in the streets, right? Homelessness, living in bandominiums, tents, living in the park, on the bench, living out on the block, on the stoop. But yeah, man, I was just thinking about that, right? How terrible, the living conditions be for some of us drug addicts, junkies back in the day, right? Living that dope fiend lifestyle. But yeah, man, I was just thinking about that, right? Some of the terrible things we had to go through, right? Just to be able to live that physical addiction, right? Of being a heroin addict, Thinking about those needles and things, right? Sharing with other people's all types of, crazy stuff, right? That a person go through when he living that heroin junkie lifestyle, right? Shooting narcotics. Even if you just living the sniffing lifestyle, right? Sniffing narcotics, right? Still, the things you had to take yourself through just to live that lifestyle, right? Some of us, we tried it, both ways, We tried the sniffing lifestyle and the shooting lifestyle. We tried it both ways. Yep. Don't no good come out of it though. It's progressive. It get more worse and more worse, right? Some of us worse off than others, right? But it get more worse. Right? It don't get no better, right? It get, more worse and more worse. That's one thing about living that lifestyle, right? It's very progressive, right? You might start out sniffing, right? You might start out, snorting narcotics, right? Then the next thing you know, using that needle, right? For some of us, right? Then you got the ones that be triple beaming as they say. They be bipping, sniffing, banging, shooting, shooting drugs, and then they be smoking crack and smoking other drugs too. You know what I mean? They call it triple Bayman. You got some people that do all of it. They do everything, right? They ain't got no preference on how they get high. They just do it any kind of way they can do it. You know what I mean? When it come to coke and dope, right? Crack or whatever, right? But yeah, man, I was just sitting here thinking about that. You know what I mean? How it used to be back in the day, right? When I was a hardcore junkie, right? You know what I mean? Even when I was a hardcore junkie, right? It's people, right? That's in that situation, that's worse off, than you are, You know what I mean? Even when I was at my bottom, at rock bottom, it was people worse than me, That's one thing about that, right? There's always somebody worse than you in that lifestyle, right? I mean, no matter what, right? You can be at your very low, right? And that can be a high for it. That can be, another person, can see that as being, a good position, another junkie, right? Right? But yeah, man, you can be at the lowest low, right? And there's always somebody lower than you when it comes to, that junkie lifestyle. That heroin addict, dope fiend, crack, cocaine lifestyle. You know what I mean? Whether you speedballing or whatever the case may be, right? There's always somebody worse off than you, right? Yep, you can be at your very rock bottom. Yeah, man, but I just had to think about that, right? Yep, I had to keep it 100 on that, right? Because, like I say, right, it ain't no joke, right? How we be out there living in these streets, right? You know what I mean? Chasing narcotics, right? I remember back in the day, right, when I had to be a booster, right? Going in stores, right? Taking product to sell, right? Or stealing product to sell. See, the one thing, right, I believe, right, is a difference between being a booster, right, and a thief, right? See, because some people, right, they ain't got no scruples, right? They'll take it from anybody, right? You know what I mean? All of us, got our low point. But we might have did things, learned our lesson, right? But some people, they ain't got no scruples. They'll take from anybody. They take from, their family members, their friends or whatever, right? Just to be able to, take care of that physical addiction, right? But then some people, right, they be professionals, right? You know what I mean? They might be professional boosters. They might be professional pharmaceutical person, and they hustle, right? They might be professional, right? They might know how to carry that thing top notch, even though they're junkie, right? You know what I mean? Fix up their attire and go out there, and get it in, right? Without harming anybody, right? Basically but themselves, right? You know what I mean? They ain't out, putting that gun on nobody, smacking them in the head or whatever, right? You know what I mean? Taking the people's stuff like that. You got some people, right? They be, they got finesse, right? They know how to be professional about how they hustle when they come to being junkies, right? And yeah, I was thinking about that, right? I was thinking about that, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? People be on different levels when they come to that, right? When they come to, feeding their heroin appetite, right? or cocaine appetite or whatever, or speedball appetite, whatever the case may be, right? But yeah, I remember back in the day, right? I mean, I was a professional, right? I was a professional doing what I was doing when I was into that, you know what I mean? Being a junkie, right? You know what I mean? I had a few professions, right? To take care of, you know, my habits, right? You know what I mean? I done did a few things, right? I done been professional, and then I just been, you know what I mean, common, you know, street level, narcotics seller, right? But I done tried a few things, right? But you know, even, you know, like I say, I made a lot of money. You know what I mean? It all, you know what I mean, went to get the high basically, right? You know what I mean? Some of it might have went on, you know, rent, you know, place to stay or whatever. But for the most part, right, it went to getting high, right? It went to getting high, you know what I mean? Even when I was, you know, whatever I was doing, right? When I was out there hustling, getting mine, right? You know, and sometimes, you know, I had to live in the streets, and then sometimes, you know, I paid, you know, rent or whatever, you know, to take care of myself or whatever, right? But sometimes you can be in a situation where you're out there, you know, for some of us, right, where we want to be on that block, right? So we might live in the street. We might live in abandonment, right, when we so far gone in our addiction, right? Just because that works better for us, right? And we can make more moves and be on the block, you know what I mean? Like that insane as it might be, you know what I mean? But that's how it be for some of us, right? When we was out there like that. But yeah, fam, I just wanted to give a little something up on back in the day when I was on that heroin and that cocaine, right? Living in the streets and basically homeless to a certain extent, right? Or homeless also. But yeah, fam, I just wanted to drop something on that back in the day, right? All right, fam, go ahead and get out here.